So the latest March revenue for Endfield just released, and the game actually ranked up by 1, but also had a slight decline in overall revenue. The takeaway here is that Endfield is still doing good and it's not falling off just yet, which I would say it's good news overall, but there is still some worry I have for the game's future. So once again, I've completed every single content in the game except for some of the tower defense and the operator tutorials. So what I've been doing now really, other than farming, is just challenging myself with experimental teams in Umbrella Monument like this free-to-play admin team that I did a while ago. So I may have overplayed this game by a bit, if that's even a real concept. The world of Endfield feels a bit empty once you really finish all the story content. I wish it had more like multiplayer, minigame or PvP options. And especially right now, with the upcoming NTE coming within this month, it's just around the corner. I'm not too sure about Endfield, honestly. And I think I might prefer NTE, urban setting, the visuals, the multiplayer aspect, gacha rates. The only way NTE could really like flop is if it gets a very buggy launch or some major controversy. But you know, recently I've been researching a lot about NTE, and I anticipate that it is likely going to be the next big game, and could potentially power creep other titles similar to it. One major draw of NTE, which I care about the most, is the multiplayer aspect. It seems to have like a PvP Tetris mode, and mahjong, and whatever minigame there is, like racing. And I hope they have a decent end game for the combat fans. That would make or break the game for me. If it has a fulfilling end game, good multiplayer community experience, it might be my favorite gacha game, potentially. And that also means that Arknights Endfield only has one more month of life without NT. The gacha game player base is massive, but still finite. I don't want to spell this out, but Endfield might get power creep by NT. I mean, the game might be left with a core audience, which to be fair is still massive considering it's from a well-established IP like Arknights, and it shares fan base with them. But mainstream relevancy might fade. In the current state of attention economy, we are seeing a lot of like sponsored Endfield content from established mainstream content creators like Game Theory or various VTubers sponsored stream. But in less than a month, it's going to be NTE in the spotlight, and that is going to be Enfield's doomsday era. So what is missing with Endfield? In my opinion, Endfield is retaining the spotlight a bit better. It's actually above Zenless and Wuthering Waves in terms of overall revenue as of right now, and arguably more relevant than those two at this moment. But those two games are getting big updates soon, so who knows? The key factors that are going to influence Endfield standing in the market by the end of the month is going to be who's the next upcoming character banners, the plans for the real endgame, the upcoming story content, the cutscene, and also the upcoming world expansion for Wuling, and maybe also the next region. I don't think Valley 4 is getting any more world expansion, and perhaps also some time-saving quality of life adjustments would be good. Starting with the most important factor for Endfield, I think, which is the next upcoming character banners. Currently, we're at phase 2 of the 1.1 banner, which is Rosie, which just begun, so we don't know what's the next character banners yet. There might be a live stream or a developer video at the end of a Rosie banner at maybe like a few days at the end of it. But the appeal of the next character is going to make or break the game. If you look at Hiyuki from Wuthering Waves, you look at S-Rank Billy from Zenless, Silver Wolf level 999, and Evanesia for HSR. I anticipate other gacha games are all going to have very like popular characters coming right up. I don't know if Genshin has any more potential future characters that are going to be popular. I think all we got was LennyLight and also Lohen. And Lohen might be like a standard character, so Genshin might be on a filler hiatus right now. My point is, Endfield should also keep up with the rest, especially when Genshin is on their filler episode arc. So release some banger characters to maintain relevancy in this upcoming very competitive season. So Zhuangfang Yi is obvious, maybe also Ardashir, or Neferith, or maybe even popular characters crossover from Arknights. The rest of the other factors that I just mentioned just now are pretty simple. Like I would say most mainstream audience don't really care that much about the world expansion. I think having an impressive story cutscene could help the game in terms of clip farming for attention. More immersive world could help the hardcore players live inside a bit better, who ran out of things, make them feel less empty. And also for a lot of newer players and casual players, the factories and dailies could feel very tedious and time consuming. So I suggest the Enfield team to find a way to circumvent this psychological barrier. Maybe like an automatic optimized factory, or like you just copy and paste from your friend list factory. More teleport points to collect all the wild gatherings recycle stations. Make it more straightforward and easier. Make Valley 4 relay points and electric tower like the ones in Wuling where it just auto connects. Don't have to manually plug in the power transmission. So you don't have to manually run around with 17 relay towers in your pocket just to get interrupted and slammed by the land breaker. I know this might be like automating the game away, but I think having time-saving measures as an option can allow the casual players to quickly just pull for their favorite character and just start experiencing the game as fast as possible with the least amount of friction, and they can enjoy the game at their own pace. And to top it all off, I think Enfield can also start like teasing the next region already. Let people anticipate what's the third region. Maybe it'll be Inazuma or something. Like see what type of world do most gacha players like. Maybe make the next region like Planarcadia. That could help breathe some future into the game. Maybe the third Enfield region could look something like NTE. Just make it an urban setting world. Like the next region is Planet Earth. That would help it compete with NTE. And that's my final suggestions to Enfield. Let me know what y'all think about the state of the game and how it's going and its potential competition with NTE and other gacha games. And I'll see y'all next time.